Do things have to get worse before things get better? When corruption grows, when inequality grows, and when trust weakens, pressure slowly builds across society. Over time, people begin to notice the problems and start asking for change. History shows this pattern again and again. Problems grow slowly, frustration rises, and eventually reform becomes possible. In the late 1800s, a few powerful industrial leaders controlled large parts of the economy. Public frustration eventually led to antitrust laws and new rules to limit monopoly power. Then came the Great Depression of the 1930s when banks failed and millions of people lost jobs and homes. After that crisis, major reforms appeared, including Social Security and stronger financial protections. During the civil rights movements of the 1960s, decades of injustice finally reached a breaking point. Public awareness grew and new laws were passed to protect equal rights. In each of these moments, the pattern looks similar. Problems build, people become frustrated, and reform follows. Today, many people feel something is not working well in our political and social systems. Trust in institutions has declined, and public conversations often feel more angry than helpful. Another challenge is that many citizens have stepped away from civic participation. I often call this group the missing third. About one third of eligible voters regularly do not vote or take part in civic life. Most of them are not extremists and usually share the same basic values as everyone else. Some feel the system does not work for them and believe their voice does not matter. Others stay focused on work and family and try to avoid politics completely. Many younger citizens simply have not connected with the system yet. They're not necessarily uninterested, yet they often feel left out or unheard. The modern information world also plays a role in this problem. People are surrounded by headlines, opinions, arguments, and emotional reactions every day. Social media often rewards outrage more than understanding. When confusion grows, many thoughtful people simply step away from the conversation. Another challenge is what I call manipulation, when information is used to influence emotions instead of inform people. Money, power, and political advantage can all drive this behavior. When facts become harder to see and emotions spread faster than evidence, trust begins to weaken. When trust weakens, civic participation often declines. This leads to a deeper question about how our systems should work. At its best, government protects rights, maintains the rule of law, and helps society function with stability. Today, political extremes often pull in opposite directions. When compromise disappears, it becomes much harder to solve real problems. For much of history, societies have been organized through strong hierarchies where power sits at the top. These systems often reward dominance and constant competition. Competition can lead to innovation, yet history shows it's also led to conflict and war. Many thinkers now ask whether healthier systems could focus more on cooperation and balance. Some ideas suggest learning from systems that emphasize care for children, respect for elders, and stronger community support. These ideas ask whether societies can improve before reaching deeper crisis. At the same time, technology is rapidly transforming our world through artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation. Self driving vehicles, drones, and intelligent machines will change how many industries work. This raises an important question about the future of jobs. How can the benefits of new technology be shared by everyone rather than a small group? Another question is whether our world already produces enough to support everybody with dignity. Humanity now has the ability to produce enough food, housing, energy, and technology for billions of people. The real challenge may not be scarcity, but how our systems distribute abundance. What would happen if everyone had reliable access to life's basic needs? Those basics include food, water, shelter, healthcare, education, safety, and community. With those foundations secure, people could still innovate, build businesses, and explore new ideas. The goal is not to remove initiative or ambition. The goal is to ensure everyone begins from a stable and dignified starting point. Yet, modern politics often rewards attacking the other side rather than solving problems. Outrage spreads quickly, and conflict sometimes becomes entertainment. These patterns can divide people instead of bringing them together. When that happens, many thoughtful individuals step away from civic life. That brings us back to the missing third. When civic life becomes chaotic or hostile, many reasonable people quietly disengage. There may be another path that focuses less on political fighting and more on building healthier systems. Change often begins with small groups of people working together. Local communities can form circles where people listen, learn, and support one another. New economic ideas can explore cooperation and shared opportunity. Creators, educators, and organizations already doing good work can connect rather than compete. Step by step, ideas can grow into systems, and systems can grow into culture. History often shows reform following crisis, yet awareness and participation can begin before crisis reaches its peak. When people reconnect with truth, education, and one another, change can begin earlier. Small actions from many people can create powerful shifts over time. Each of us can play a small yet truly significant role by encouraging thoughtful conversations. We can also reach out to those who may have stepped away from civic life. The 90-90 system explores ideas like these while focusing on the 90% of people who share common values. Its goals is to help re-engage the missing third and strengthen healthier systems. When more people participate, better solutions become possible. That is the spirit at the 90-90 system. Together, the pool rises beyond the pyramid.